We're going to welcome some people today, but first I want to say thank you to Brock Weir from the Aurora for being here today, and to Bob Kirikides, our IT person at Aurora United. He's been incredibly helpful to us this last year in this pandemic as we've taken worship online, as Bob has been our video editor in this year. So joining us today are members of the congregation representing our church council, the Edge Property Committee, our rebuilding committee, and the Board of Trustees. And we're also pleased to welcome Dana and Scott Hugo, representing the Vidian family. We know that many are here with us in spirit. God's peace and grace is in this place. Welcome.
Well, welcome everyone. You know, we've been, some of us have been here for about an hour and just hoping that the rain is going to hold off. So I think it just might do that. Welcome everybody. Well, it is with a great deal of joy and gratitude that we gather here today on the site that has held our collective dreams for 7 years now of Aurora United Church and our partners Succession Development, along with Amica Retirement Residences. Today we stand on sacred ground on the traditional lands of the people of the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation, which was consecrated in the year 1818 when William Tyler gave this plot of land to the Methodist congregation who first dreamed of a life of faith even before Aurora was a town. Across more than 200 years now, 3 church buildings have stood on this site, beginning with a small wooden structure which gave way to a larger wooden church building which burned. That was followed, of course, by the yellow brick church we lost to fire in 2014. In the realm of mission, which gives our church community purpose, the congregation of Aurora United Church discerned together that our mission could be more deeply realized and made more meaningful by rebuilding our church and reaching out to developers who would work with us in broadening our worship and mission goals. We have been blessed by the presence of Succession Development and Amica in this time. We've come a long way together, and our appreciation could not be deeper or more sincere. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So at this time, I'd like to introduce you to the partners involved in our church and development project. Thank you for joining us on this special day. We are indebted to the town of Aurora for their ongoing support, to our mayor, Tom Mrakas. We also welcome Doug Nadorozny, Chief Administrator Officer for the town of Aurora. We have partnered with Succession Development, represented here today by Jeffrey Baum, Chief Executive Officer, and Vice President Stephen Cohen. Both Jeffrey and Stephen have many years of experience in the construction industry and seniors housing, which has made them wonderful partners for our venture. Amica Senior Lifestyles, who will operate the retirement residence, is represented today by Rob Ezer, Chief Investment Officer, and Doug McClatchy, Chief Executive Officer. And we so look forward to that relationship. Also, we have been blessed to have Bob Murphy of Murphy Partners as our architect. Bob has proved to be an attentive and flexible member of our team. Brian North is the chair of the Edge Property Committee, the liaison between AUC and all of our partners. We depend on Brian's tenacity and good humor. And finally, Bill Newman is our current chair of Aurora United Church Council, whose leadership has never failed to keep us on track. And Daniel Lewis, he's also here from Amica. He set up the words there. Thanks for being with us, Daniel. Welcome all. So I'm happy to say that we have a variety of speakers for you today. So I invite you to please welcome Tom Mrakas, Mayor of Aurora.
Good morning, everyone. I'm honored to be back among the congregation of Aurora United Church to share in this important historic moment. This is an emotional day for all of us. For me, it's a day of recollection, as well as excitement, remembering the past but looking forward to the future. It's been just over 7 years now since the tragic fire that claimed one of our most beloved and historic buildings. The historic United Church had such character and was really a local icon. Now, if you speak to fellow Aurorans, they will have many United Church memories, from weddings to funerals to baptisms to local Boy Scout meetings, all have taken place within those historic walls. On the day of the fire on April 11, 2014, our town changed and a piece of history was lost. But what wasn't lost was the sense of community, the coming together of Aurora residents. Amid the devastation, Aurora showed that a church is more than just a physical structure. It's a community and a family. Over the years since the fire, we have seen true resilience, a galvanized and energized community intent on rebuilding what was lost. And despite delays in the rebuild, the day has finally come. The official groundbreaking on what will be a stunning new church, proudly looking to the future with nods of the past. A place to share in faith and community and a refuge of peace. To the many volunteers here today, the faithful stewards, and to everyone involved in the church reconstruction effort, please accept my thanks on behalf of the Aurora Council. Now, I look forward to United Church reclaiming its space in our historic downtown and to many memories set to be made in the years to come. Thank you, everyone.
Jeffrey Baum from Succession.
Well, today is a very special day we've all been looking forward to. And when I look around the yard, I want to really thank everyone because there's a lot of familiar faces. Some recognizable behind masks and some not. But anyways, today's a very special day. And thank you for everyone's support in getting to where we are today. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of construction over the last couple of years, but we're really now ready to start breaking ground and moving on both the retirement home and the church. To rebuild the Aurora United Church in its rightful place. And just finally, I just want to thank, again, everyone here, but most importantly, the people here. I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank the support we've had from all the councillors throughout the process. I want to thank the committee and Brian North, who really has done a yeoman's job. He's really, every day he's been involved in us, and he really deserves a lot of support. Honestly, without Brian, we wouldn't be here today. He's really been the middleman between everyone. So thank you, Brian, for that. Obviously, the architects and my relationship and partnership with Amica, they're the absolute best operators in Canada. They are dealing with the seniors who need the care as much as we all know they need. And this is going to be a phenomenal development with both a retirement home and a church and the interaction between it. So we're really looking forward to being part of the Aurora community. Thank you again, and we look forward to being here for many, many years to come. Thank you, Jeff.
And Rob Ezer.
Thank you to His Worship Mayor Mrakas, Reverend Lorraine, Newton-Comar, Reverend Amica, our partners in Succession Development, and other officials here today. I'm proud to be standing alongside you to celebrate the groundbreaking ceremony for Amica Aurora Promenade and the new Aurora United Church. It's been a long journey, so this is an exciting moment for all of us involved. You know, Jeff, I can't echo your comments more. I also want to thank Brian and the entire property committee for their efforts in getting us to this point. We had many, many long meetings at night, and they've all come to a good place, so we're delighted about that. It's actually exciting to be back in Aurora as part of the Aurora Retirement Home, because I was part of the Aurora Retirement Home development on Murray Drive almost 30 years ago. Under a different company, Amica Corporation, so it's exciting to be back in the community to do another retirement residence for the Aurora seniors. Amica Senior Lifestyles is unique in Canada. Our Senior Lifestyles residences offer exceptional cuisine, premium amenities, personalized service, and professional care for seniors at every stage of life. Amica's team members are highly trained professionals, experts in their fields, and they have a passion for serving seniors. Aurora has a special charm that is reflected in the design of the residence. To best fit with the local aesthetic, our design features a warm, sophisticated country palette and finishes reflecting the beauty of this area. A feature we are especially proud of is the enclosed grass atrium that will provide availability for the residents to socialize and engage in all seasons and general members of the Aurora public. This atrium was inspired by the Aurora Promenade area, and we can't wait for seniors and their loved ones to enjoy it in person. Thank you again to the city, to the reverends, and to Succession Development for your partnership making this all possible. We are expecting our first residents to move in late 2024, and we look forward to celebrating with everybody then. Thank you.
morning. Our firm is known for seniors housing design. That's what we've been doing for almost 40 years now. But about 10 years ago, we started working with the United Church of Canada, assisting them to evaluate the development potential of existing congregations across the country. And we had done about 50 of these evaluations and studies when we got a call saying, could we come to Aurora? And on a rainy night in 2014, I think we could say the rain was biblical in its scale. We met, and I'm not sure if it was a community center or somewhere down an industrial road. And I met a very, very dispirited group of people. But they were tough, and they were resilient, and they were faithful. And I'm so glad to have had the opportunity of working with the Edge Committee for the last 7 years and a bit. Now, I'm not a Bible scholar, but I know that 7 years is significant. So it's auspicious that we're here in our 7th year. I was worried because the only other biblical quantity I know is 40 years. And that one really had me worried. But we have really, really loved working on this project, working with both the church and with Amica. It's a rare opportunity to have a redevelopment project of this scale in an urban setting. And then Councillor Mrakas, now Mayor Mrakas, and his council colleagues kept our feet to the fire. And out of that particular fire, I think came a better design than the one we went in with. The theme of fire is one that resonates with this congregation. There are two symbols, actually three, in the design of the church. One is the prayer labyrinth on the floor of the sanctuary, which is a bit symbolic of search for meaning. And as we've stumbled around our own labyrinth for the last few years, I think we finally found our direction. The other symbol that the building was really designed around were the 5 stained glass windows that survived the fire. And I'm so glad that we had those artifacts to hang our hat on, because they really were a visual symbol of the old church. They are now the raison d'etre for the new church. The original building was a bit closed in. You weren't quite sure what was happening. You had to go up many steps from the street to venture inside. The committee was adamant that the new design would be open and inviting and at street level. So we have a 2-story glass lobby facing the street with 5 stained glass windows, which are being refurbished, are going to be suspended for everyone to see. It's just a great, I think, homage to what was there previously. The last symbol that we have is the phoenix. And you remember perhaps from mythology, the phoenix is the creature that rose out of the fire. And that is a little bit like Aurora United Church rising out of the fire. I won't go any longer. I just want to say that although I'm perhaps the visible face of a team involved in the design, there are literally hundreds of people who have been working on this project. There are architects, engineers, specialists, acoustic specialists, sound, vibration, you name it. Many, many people. It's a great team. Proud to have been working with them. And thank you all.
Definitely a hard act to follow. I just want to add, we've been very lucky today because we had Andy and Lorraine in control of the rain. They knew who to talk to. And then as we were standing here today, with all the noise, we had the CAO of the town who, click of the finger, stopped the noise over there. So it's nice to know people in high places. Many never thought it would take 7 years to come to this day. And I'm so pleased we are here now. We are so fortunate to have the support and dedication of so many. And at the risk of missing someone, and I apologize if I do, I wanted to publicly thank many of those involved. I've had the opportunity as chairperson of the Edge Property Building Committee to work with a dedicated group of volunteers often meeting several evenings a month. Our committee consists of Reverends Andy and Lorraine, Holly Todd Williamson's here, Pat Ennis is here, Scott Sinclair, Dave Snellgrove, Crawford Heritage, John Clement is here, and Doug Gilpin. Bill Newman, as chair of council, comes to all our meetings to contribute his expertise and support throughout our planning and decision making. This tremendous group of volunteers have been meeting for 7 years and will continue to do so until finally in our new building. We've been so fortunate to have the support and patience of the congregation. I often said that if we didn't have the leadership in our church that we have had through this process, I'm not sure we would have reached this stage. Reverends Andy and Lorraine have been so supportive and dedicated to the task at hand, and I personally don't think I could have continued this far if not for their support and dedication. Our church council. Our church council and the chairpersons throughout this process. Previously Rod Johnson at the time of the fire, and now Bill Newman throughout the planning stages. With his professional and supportive nature, a tremendous support to not only me, but to the whole team. Aurora Town Council and staff, both past and present, have been very supportive throughout this project. Mayor Mrakas, thank you for all your support, both as a councillor and now as our illustrious mayor. Mr. Nadorozny, Aurora's CAO, I can't begin to thank you enough for your support and guidance, respectfully guiding us where needed and helping us understand the development protocol. Please give both council and staff a heartfelt thank you from all of us. Bob Murphy, our architect, who not only designed our new development, but guided us along with Michael Wright in the steps to our future after the devastating fires. I understand there have been many frustrations over the past 7 years, but we really appreciate your support and guidance and are lucky to have you on our team. Bob was also very instrumental in introducing us to our partners, Succession Developments. Jeff Baum and Stephen Cohen, we are so fortunate to have you as our partners in this development. Your commitment to seeing this completed, regardless of the many challenges we encountered, has been so appreciated. We may not always agree on everything, but I truly have enjoyed working and learning from you. Thank you. Rob Hood from your team has been a great leader in the preparation of the land, and Rob's support throughout the archaeological research and excavation was truly second to none. Finally, our new neighbors, Amica, Aurora. Although we didn't expect to meet until the project was complete, we were fortunate to meet Rob Ezer and his team in 2019. Although our negotiations have been a struggle at times, we are truly looking forward to a long relationship with your team. Thank you everyone for working with us, and we look forward to the next step. Bill Newman.
Well, I recognize that I'm the only person standing between you and a nice cup of coffee, so I promise to be brief. 1818, 1855, and 1878. Each of these points in time marked the building of a new place of worship at the corner of Yonge and Tyler Street. Each also signified a new beginning and an important waymark in the history of Aurora United Church and its Methodist predecessors. Today, July the 13th, 2021, is yet another seminal date in the history of Aurora United Church. With this groundbreaking ceremony for the start of construction on the fourth place of worship on this corner, we are both honoring our historic past and looking ahead to a very promising future. Speaking on behalf of all the members of Aurora United Church Council, some of whom are here today with us, we are all looking forward with anticipation and confidence to building in conjunction with our development partners a new church and a retirement residence which will serve the spiritual and community needs of Aurora for decades and generations to come. Thank you all for being here today.
So now we're going to come into the blessing of the site, of course, and then to the sod turning and a final blessing. And so we acknowledge today that we have shared with one another these 7 years that the church is not a building. It is a community of people brought together by the Spirit of God to share a faith and a vision. That faith and vision has allowed for us to dream again. And so our dual buildings will rise out from a piece of land steeped in faith and in the history of this town of Aurora. As has come before, so again, we ask God's blessing on this place. Let us pray. Loving God of all time and space, like our ancestors in faith, we gather here to ask your blessing on this land. May this continue to be a place of worship and also of caring, of extravagant welcome and sharing, a place where people experience your presence and love. In the spirit of the Christ who himself was a carpenter, we ask that the work of building our church and retirement residence, all the efforts of those who labor here and who make decisions on our behalf, be blessed today and ever after. Send your Spirit upon this place and all who worship, work, and reside here on this land, consecrated to your honor and glory. Amen.
So before we get to the turning of the sod, I want to say that today we are pleased to have with us Dana and Scott Dubois. Dana is the granddaughter of the late Doris Vidian, who at the time of the fire was the oldest member of the congregation and attended Aurora United Church her entire life. Doris's son-in-law, Peter Cox, obtained the spade for her, and she hoped to be the first person to dig at the new church site. But we are thankful for this gift from their family and our memories of Doris today.
And now to the glory of God and in the presence of these people, let the ground be broken for Aurora United Church and the Amica Retirement Residence. Let the buildings rise from this ground. A church for the people of God, a place devoted to the worship, ministry, and work of God, and in the name of Jesus Christ, and a retirement residence where residents may live and thrive in a community of their peers. Let the sod turn and let our dreams be realized together. A little go. There we go. All right. That's right.
There's the man. There's a little puzzle into it.
There you go.
It's a tough one.
I don't know how you do with the rest of it.
Do less than the mayor, for sure.
His job depends on it.
Or shorter. And I need to do less than Doug to get behind you.
Smartest guy.
Work smarter, not harder.
Dana and Scott. as we leave this place today, let our words and actions witness to the sacred in the midst of life. May the peace of the Holy One be with you all. Amen.